So we're going to talk about the volume and surface area of our last solid today, which is a sphere. A sphere. Few new words. A sphere is a locus. Do you guys know what a locus is? It's just a set of points. A fancy word for like all the points. So it's the set of all points that are the same distance away from its center. So no matter where you are in your sphere, if you go to the center, it's the same distance away. The radius is kind of like the radius of a circle. If you're on the outside of your sphere and you go to the center, that's radius. Maybe a new word to you mathematically, but a chord, not like a musical chord, but a chord connects any two spots, any 2 points on your sphere. A chord that goes through the diameter, or excuse me, that goes through the center is your diameter. And then a tangent of a sphere is a line that touches it in exactly one place. This is more of like a fun fact. You'll talk more about a tangent in Algebra 2 and pre-calc, but something, I guess, that you can remember for later on in your life. Okay, our formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi your radius squared. Four pi r squared. So these first two examples are very straightforward. We're just plugging in, right? Go around to the nearest 10th, find the surface area. What's our radius?
6.
That's it. You just type it in, folks. 4 pi 6 squared. What'd you guys get?
452.4.
I agree. Centimeters squared. Nothing crazy there. What's your radius on the second example? 11, same thing. Plug it in. Rather quite a large number here. 1,520.5 feet squared. You guys okay with that? Okay, a few new terms coming at you here. So we have a plane, right? That's just a flat surface. That can intersect your sphere at either a point, so just one spot, if it's like on the top or bottom, or I guess one of the sides there, or it can make a great circle. So if it like sliced through your sphere, it would make something called a great circle if it went through its center. And we're going to use this idea of a great circle in later problems here. But if your plane slices it and it makes a great circle, it's cutting it in half. And what do you call half a sphere? Think of like a globe. What's half of the globe called?
Hemisphere. The word down there is hemisphere.
Yeah, hemisphere. Have you guys heard of that? Like the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, it's half of a sphere. What'd you say?
Nothing. Just a demi-globe.
Demi-globe? I don't get it. So we're going to jazz up our problems so they're not so boring where you're just typing in the same thing over and over in your calculator. So we want to find the surface area of a hemisphere. How are we going to do that? Divide by 2 in the end, right? So let's do that. Radius 2.8. Yeah.
Can you just do 4 or 2 instead of 4?
Yeah, because that 2 would make that 4 2. Absolutely, you can do it that way. But again, you just can type it all in as long as you're careful. What are you guys giving as an answer?
49.3.
Are you guys okay with that answer? Because I'm not. Why is that not totally correct? We're missing the bottom, right? So we just found like the dome part, right? But we're missing. That was the 4 color choice. We're missing this bottom circle. So how are we gonna find that?
Just do the circle thing.
Find the area of a circle. Pi r squared. What's that approximately?
So
24.6.
yeah.
So now if we add those two together, approximately 73.9. So you could break it apart like that if that's easier for you to remember. But do you guys maybe have an idea of how we can make our own formula for that?
We just do it.
How many pi r squares would we have?
Oh.
There was 2 here, right? 4 divided by 2 was 2, and how many here? 1. So you could also just have to plug the 3 pi r squared for a hemisphere. If you want to maybe write that down in your notes, that's up to you. If this makes more sense, leave it like this. But if you were to type in the 3 pi r squared, you get about the same answer. Whatever your heart, whatever your mind works for me, but there is more than one way to do it.
Wow.
Okay, let's work backwards here. Find the surface area of a sphere if the circumference of the great circle is 5 pi meters. But what are we missing to find the surface area? The radius. We find it because we have its what? Circumference. So do you guys remember the formula for circumference? Good job.
What?
Want to do it again? Yeah, 2 pi r. Thank you. I had seen it like 4 times last hour by myself. It is so fun. That was really good. Thank you, Julia. Okay, so we know this equals 5 pi. What's going to happen to our pi's on both sides? They cancel.
Cancel them out.
And then how do I get r alone? Divide by 2. What do we get?
2.5.
2.5 is our radius. And now we just plug in. What is that approximately? Are you okay with that? Meters squared, 78.5. Did anyone get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, this time we're looking for the surface area of a sphere with an area of the great circle that's approximately 130 square inches. So now we're working backwards from what?
4 pi r.
Nope. That great circle of our
Base
sphere
times
has an area.
Oh, base times height.
Pi r squared area of the circle.
Oh, man.
Area of circle.
Jesus, can you figure it out?
Okay, I love that you're participating. That's what actually makes me happy. So
What's the 2 your response?
I lost my earbuds, and I think they might be.
I haven't seen room though. Okay, what do we gotta do first on this one? Divide by pi. You guys notice that 130 doesn't have pi, so you actually have to divide by pi on this one. It's a little different than the last one. So what is 130 divided by pi? 41.4 equals r squared.
Squared.
How do you want to do something squared?
Just square it.
Root it. What's the square root of 41.4? 6.4.
Yeah.
Now we can plug in to our surface area. What'd you guys get? Approximately 514.7
Yep.
inches squared. Okay, last formula for today. Volume of a sphere, just be careful when you copy it down, okay? 4 pi radius cubed divided by 3.
Oh, it's cubed this time.
Yep, it's cubed because it's volume, right? So 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. So careful when you write that down. Okay, our first example, we're finding the volume of a hemisphere. So in the end, what do we need to do to our answer? Divide by 2. And I promise there's no tricks on this one. It's just divided by 2. Does everyone know how to cube in your calculator? Because you can just type this whole thing in. 4 pi 6. This little up arrow is like the power, that little up arrow there. 3, then divided by 3. So if you're not getting 904.8, wave me over and I can kind of show you what you did wrong. That means power. Yep, then 3. Yep. Yep, you sure did. But now don't forget, this is if we had a full sphere, so we have to divide this by 2 because we have a hemisphere.
You have to take it. Looks like that, but it's
Just find it.
9.
Yours, you have to do
Does it say to round?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a type in 3, so yours is going to
Around.
be weird. So you might want to do that first, so like 6 that 3 equals 260. Yeah, okay, that's good. Times pi times 4. That makes sense. So you want to do that part first. Okay. No, this volume thing, it's just like, it's like what's the inside, not what's like outside. Does that make sense? Yeah. Are you guys okay with 452? Okay. 2 left. We're gonna work backwards. We have a sphere with a great circle circumference of 18 pi centimeters. Gotta find our radius.
Nine.
Yes. If you, let's say we're typing this though in your calculator, you guys, you divide it by 2 pi. Just make sure when you hit 18 pi divided by 2 pi, you put it in parentheses like this. Otherwise, it's going to divide it by 2 and then multiply by pi because your calculator's not that smart. So if you just something in the future for you to know that you want to divide by 2. What's that? You sure could possibly do that as well. That totally works. Then just divide by 2 and get 9. What'd you guys get for an answer? Not quite there? Okay. Centimeters cubed. Okay, you guys get a head start on the last one. You're working backwards from area, and I'll catch up to you.
Oh, that's a pain. This pen is good. This is-
It's like the half, you cut it in half. That thing's the greatest.
Wait, what did you do pattern? This is area. Oh,
Right?
that's
Am I
fine.
okay?
Yeah, no, you're
I don't
tripping.
know.
I'm just tripping over here.
It's been a long week, you guys.
What was this?
One might call it the longest week.
Hi, Maya. Hey.
What, isn't it supposed to be 4?
What you guys learning?
Spears.
Oh, that's what I did my final project on.
Yeah. That was fun.
That's pretty good.
It's my final project.
That's
It's okay, I commented.
It's okay.
It's okay, she gave me an A.
I didn't grade the final projects.
Oh, never mind, she gave me an
Lana, what did I do wrong?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Or are you confused?
No, it's fine.
A.
Then do you guys notice that you're dividing by 2 because it's a hemisphere?
Yeah.
You guys remember to do that?
Pickle.
I actually did.
Oh, you do it.
What class are you supposed to be in?
Backpack.
Oh.
Been flexed every day this week for 6th period, actually.
Yikes.